Hi guys, welcome back to IELTS Master. This is video number 42 and we are talking about task 2 in the IELTS writing exam. In the first video, we try to understand the questions as well as try to see how ideas can contribute to make the essay sound better through linking phrases, for example, and how you could talk about solutions to illustrate it with examples and how you could mention the result. Today, we will focus on one step before you write that is very essential. Planning. Planning the essay is the first thing that you ever need to do before you write anything. And we don't just plan before we write essay, we actually plan before we do everything in life. I have to plan a lot before I make this video. I gotta plan before I go to teach, and I gotta plan before I go traveling. Planning. It's a part of life. And so writing is no exception. In order to plan an essay, to help you with this, today I'm going to talk about 3 points. First is the use of it, they, this or these. And then how you can plan your essay. And then how you could possibly develop your ideas. Alright? Planning, develop ideas. So how is it going to be related to the first part, using it, they, this and these? I want you to take a look. I want you to replace the words in italics. Archaeologists, pots and jewelry, and revealing information about the past, and finally the information. I want you to replace these with it, they, this or these. Go. Now, if you should have noticed, it's kind of simple, right? So archaeologist is going to be replaced by they. Archaeologists, they is plural. Pots and jewelry, what do you think? It's going to be these. These are better. Artifacts like pots and jewelry. And these reveal a lot of information, alright? You can say they, but these are better because you have one item and two items. Should go with these. Next, revealing information about the past. This. It reveals a lot of information about our ancestor. This is very useful. So, now, you will use this when you refer to an action. The action here is revealing information. And if you only talk about the information, you will use it, right? So we use they to replace one plural noun before. We use these to replace maybe several plural nouns. We use this to refer to an action or a situation. And finally, we use it to refer to a singular noun or an uncountable noun that has just appeared before. These are important. Now, I have 7 more sentences. I want you to fill in the blanks again with it, they, this or these. Go. What do you think? Now, for the first one, if the past is to be preserved, we see that this is an action. This is a hypothesis, right? It's like a prediction. If the past is to be preserved, so this must be done. We use this to refer back to an action. What about number 2? The art and language of a country represent history. So it is important that here we have to be are, meaning plural, and we have art is one thing, language is another thing. Your answer is going to be these, right? 2 things, these. Next one. The primary role of advertising is to encourage the public to replace old with the new. Is called progress by some people. So here we are referring to the whole thing that appears before it, the action of advertising. And so we are going to replace, to put in this with this one. Next one. History broadens the mind of the people who study it. It here refers directly to the word history, right? But also has the potential to narrow the minds of some. Now the word here will refer to the fact that people who study history, then we're going to use, again, it, right? But it also. So history who study it, and it also has the potential. Next one we have number 5. History should be given more emphasis in school, and this will help children. So this refers to the fact that history should be, it refers to this recommendation. Number 6, if history is emphasized more in schools, man, this will lead to. And finally, the past informs us of the present and future, but few people are sufficiently aware of this. This means the fact that the past informs us. So now you pay very careful attention when we use it or they or this or these, because they carry different meaning and function. Alright? Now, understanding this, the next step is for you to understand how we can plan an essay. The basic structure of an essay is to have an introduction with 1 paragraph. The body would have 2 or 3 paragraphs, and the conclusion will be consisted of 1 paragraph only. So in total, we have 4 to 5 paragraphs for an essay. Easy, right? It's not too long. How do we possibly make one? So now I have this task. Look at the task. It's sometimes said that history never repeats itself, yet there is much in it which is relevant to the modern world. Suggest some ways in which the study of history might help us today. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ideas. What I want you to do is to decide which idea can be used to answer this essay question. Okay, so our job is to suggest some ways in which the history can help us, right? Then we're gonna take a look at what is the help. How does it help us? Then the first one will be 2. It gives insights into different ways of life. The second one will be 4. History involves investigation and interpretation, so it develops thinking skills. Next, learning about conflicts with the past can teach us how to avoid them in the future. So far we have 1, 2, and 3 helps already. Do we have another one? Yes, the past can often provide explanation for the situation we face today. So these 4, 2, 4, 5, and 7, these can be used to answer the essay question. And this is very important in planning. When you plan an essay, if you choose to talk about how history helps you, you just focus on help. You don't focus on something like the function of history, right? Or the method in which we can learn this history. No, we don't talk about those. We focus on the main ideas and we plan our essay this way. Now I have this little question. Some children find learning history at school very exciting, but many others think it is very boring. In what way can history be brought to life for all school children? Now the question is, in what ways? Right? How many ways are there? In what way can history be brought to life? What are the methods you can use to make history more interesting? I have here a little table. And according to this table, in my essay there will be 1 paragraph, 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs. For each paragraph, I will mention a solution, an example, and a result or effect. Here I have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. I want you to find the 3 solutions, the 3 examples, and the 3 effects from A to I. Go. Well, I think this is enough time. Okay, so the first solution can be, what is it? Well, it can be A, like using the internet and computer. So what can be an example of using internet and computer? We are trying to make history more interesting, right? So use the internet and computer. For example, search for information and historical figures online. So I'm gonna go online and search for maybe the ancient Indian people, right? What will be the effect of this? The effect is gonna be C. Historical places seem more real because you don't actually go there. You only search for the information online, and so we say it seems more real. What is the second solution for the second paragraph? That will be, so maybe for the third paragraph then, B, visiting historical sites. And we're going to use E to talk about go to an archaeological site. If you visit historical sites, and then an example would be to go to an archaeological. Because we don't really have to go to a real place. We can go to a place where the scientists are digging into the ground in order to find the artifacts. And what will be the effect of this? The effect is this increases the motivation to do research. You go to the site, you look at the people doing things, you want to do research yourself. The last solution will be H, doing written projects. If you do written project, history will be better. So an example is to make a poster about local history. Well, you make a picture, right? Here I am showing all of the features of the history in my local area. And what is the effect? The effect will be G. Other skills can be applied in other subjects. So here you are writing a written project, you make a poster, so you can write and you can design, you can draw. These skills can be applied in other subjects, right? What I have been trying to tell you is that when you plan, you need to stick with the most important idea. Solutions in this example, solutions. And then in order to prove your solution, you can give an example and then maybe talking about the effect of the solution. Now, look at this sample paragraph. The best way is to use internet and computers. For example, students can search for more information about the places online. Then, historical places can seem more real. We use phrases to introduce our ideas. Best way is, for example, and then. Can we have other phrases? Look at the next. Another method is, for instance, as a result. Look at the next paragraph. Last but not least, such as, and this will lead to. So we see when we are developing, when we are planning an essay, we find the ideas, and actually when we are writing it, we need to use phrases to introduce the ideas, right? Like these phrases. What we have lots of them. You only need to remember some for yourself because you're going to be writing the essay only once. Never do that again. So in this short video, we have been talking about how we can use the pronouns it, they, this or these effectively, how you plan your essay, and how you might develop your ideas using the appropriate phrases. Thank you very much. Please review all of the information in this essay and then do all of the exercises that follow. I will see you in the next video. We'll continue to discover writing task 2.